Anyways,
But Simona got a mic and he thinks he's tough shit now because he can hold it with
shut
his
the
It's holdable.
shut the fuck up.
Okay. Anyways, so that's staying in the like. no, you
that's
start.
kinda
You
funny.
start. Okay. So
Welcome everybody to the number one podcast in Malta. Hopefully,
probably
probably gonna be.
we got like 4 subscribers, probably up there.
It'll get there. It'll get there.
No, we got like 50 something. I think
That's good.
We
That's
got
good.
like
slowly.
We got almost 100 on Instagram. I don't know how much we have on YouTube.
Yeah, if you
I think
enjoy
That's
this,
good, man. You got to take it easy, man. By time.
We're gonna
slowly,
as
slowly,
soon
it
as
builds
we
up,
start recording them, we're gonna like advertise them and shit.
Yeah.
That's
It's
good.
just for now. It's because it's like audio only that I feel like if we go. If I
I
go
was
to
just
advertise
dropped
it,
there
bro.
like a fucking sack
Okay,
of
but let's be
potatoes.
honest here.
Oh,
I do
fuck
most
off.
of the work.
Yeah,
You're a cunt.
Who do you think has the most grasp in this?
You're
Simona just shows up.
cunt.
Yeah, he just holds the mic. He just holds the mic.
Simona just goes, you know, what's up? I set up everything. The equipment's from my I'm kidding.
You're a bitch.
You gotta
I'm
up
kidding.
your game,
Okay.
bro. You gotta up your game.
So today's guest is the one and only Dario. What's your last name?
Hello. Kassar, bro. Kassar.
Kassar. Yeah. Okay.
I was expecting
I'm-
something cooler, honestly.
Yeah, no, I'm not that much of a. I'm a casual Joe, pretty much.
Good.
So what would you I guess I don't want to say identify as because that sounds retarded. Oh my god! Today at my school, because all right, for the audience
First
hearing
topic.
at home, Dario used to go to my
identification.
school, and I don't know if you had this, but in my bathrooms, the gents' bathrooms, they added a stall that says non-binary.
Wait, you were saying the religious school
No, Mosta, yeah.
in Mosta? Oh, they
Mosta.
added.
No, yeah, the
Dario's
MCAS.
shocked.
MCAS and Mosta.
I see them adding that there.
Oh, 100%. But was it like that when you were going?
No, actually, no. It wasn't like that.
Okay,
It
no,
was
I-
just male bathrooms and female.
That's-
No, that is how it is. But in the male bathroom, there's this. Look, there's a picture. There's one stall. The other ones all say men, right? But one stall says
Neutral toilet.
gender neutral toilet. There's
Which
a man and a
shows-
woman,
and a
then
Superman.
that's the retard. That literally looks like a guy with a cape, doesn't it?
Kind of like a half cape.
that's
He's got
what
like
I
a
see.
side cape.
No, it looks like it's just behind him and like it's on the side.
Profile.
Half of it is a man and half of it is a woman, I guess. I don't
like
know how that-
obviously you got to respect everybody for whoever they choose to be at the end of the day.
Now fuck
But
that.
I think
Nah,
the
go with
only
that.
reason they added that sign is because people were complaining because the stall were full, and they're like, "Yo, I want a gender neutral bathroom. I
Yeah,
want a gender."
100%.
That's the only.
Some people just sent emails and they were like, I don't give a fuck.
yeah, I think it's
Like,
about
hire
complaints and
someone to
stuff
do it.
like that. But truthfully, like, respect everyone as much as you can.
Yeah, I mean, it just, but at that level, there's like, I can say like you can say, oh, I'm a woman, so I'll just go in the woman bathroom. I identify as a woman, so fuck it. Like that's what.
Yeah,
that's what
I
my
could,
mom.
I
my
could
mom
say
found out.
I like, bro. There's a funny like clip on Instagram where it's this guy pissing in the women's bathroom.
I think
And
I've seen
the
it.
stall is open. They're like, "Hey, you can't be in here," and he's like, you don't know what I identify as," and then he's like, they're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess
When
there's-
is it like
It's just
too
like a bunch
far?
of people taking the piss as
Yeah.
well. You know, like
Yeah, it's like
there's gonna be people who truly feel this way. I guess I genuinely don't know how to feel about this topic in a way because some people. I don't know, man.
yeah,
It's a confusing
so
topic.
new. That's
It's
the
a
thing.
confusing topic to
It's
talk
so
about.
It's like-
recent.
Like the way I work with it is do what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
You treat me
That's the
with
best way
respect,
to
I'll
look at
treat
life.
you with
That's
respect.
100%
If you don't, then I'm not gonna talk to you.
Literally.
Like,
I don't give a
I
fuck.
don't care.
To me,
I
I
don't care.
like don't care if someone is gay. I don't care if someone identifies as whatever. I judge people based on their
Yeah,
character.
it doesn't matter to me. Like all of that stuff is just like it doesn't matter to me. Your
Yeah, bro.
private life is your private
Exactly.
life. Like I'll obviously speak to people with whatever interesting topics, but like when a person comes up to you and is like, "Yo, I'm gay," and they're trying to push this,
Yes, yeah.
I'm not cool with. Like if you're gay, you're gay. That's fine. I
It's
respect
when
that.
The problem is some people
It's just
make
pushing of-
being gay their personality.
There are some.
I'm
yes.
sorry, but
There
I've
are
met
some
people
people who
like
do
that.
that. Yes,
Yeah.
there are some people
I
who do
agree.
that. Like I've
Like that's the thing I love about Jacob is he has such a personality. He's not like gay is his whole thing.
yeah,
him.
he's just his own person,
And
and that's
he-
how it
yeah,
is.
it's
Like,
like-
yes, that's
whoever
the fun-
whoever you care to love in your private time is your private time. You know.
Let's make sure you get this right. Jacob is not gay.
Bi.
Jacob is bi.
Or whatever.
Just to make this sure.
Shout out.
Shout out to Jacob. Anyways, first topic I want to go into. Absolutely.
Psychedelics is
Drugs.
what I want to talk about the most.
Mm.
So you have all right, fictional.
Yes, I like. Obviously, the past is my past. I don't mind talking about my past. Right now, I'm obviously not. I've moved on from that stuff. Like I say, I smoke.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
You're 21. Right?
21. So I've got quite a. I started off like at least 15, 16, maybe taking just
Really?
stuff. Yeah.
So our age, basically.
Pretty much.
What would you say is before you get into this? How would you describe like yourself? Like just to give a short background to everyone, because even myself, I don't really know much about you, to be honest. Like I've hung out with you a couple times. I've had a good conversation here and there, but I don't know too much about.
That is a hard question. Basically, I lived here all my life in Gozo.
Mhm.
I just made friends with like random people here and there.
Yep.
And
You're a
pretty
social
much,
butterfly.
Yeah, pretty much, I guess. But
I
I'm
don't
also
think a
like
single
I'm
person
kind
has
of
said a single like negative thing about you. That's the one thing I
which is
always
good.
hear from people.
I
yeah,
won't
he's
lie.
dope.
I've had some. I've done some stupid shit in
Well,
my
obviously,
past, you know.
yeah.
But I did learn from it, you know.
Oh,
I everything that I've done like to learn from it, you know. I guess I'm a person that just I'm a very observant person. I try to keep being as best as possible, you know, as a better person.
Exactly. One thing I always said is, like, one of my friends said something like, I feel like Dario could, like, do well in a fight. Like, he was like, I feel like if someone like pushes him the wrong way, he would get like angry and stuff. And I'm like, I think he's so calm and he's so, I don't want to use it. You're so like in peace. And I think that comes from because you're in control of your anger. And I said like those people that had like a past where they got really emotional and angry and stuff.
That's
that
the
now
thing,
you can
like,
I feel like you've gone through shit. And that now you're just at a place where you don't need to get angry for like
It's
little
with everyone.
things.
Like at the end
It's
of the day, you'll
mature.
get to a
Maturity.
stage in life where you realize that what you're doing could result into hurting people and all that stuff, and you start to notice that your emotions are like very important, and however you portray yourself, whatever you say, whatever you feel, can easily project onto others. You know, like even like just being a person who is upset, and you go into a group where there's like everybody having a nice time, your emotion of upsetness will project it, even if you
It's energy, bro.
energy, literally like it gets absorbed by others, you know. So
We're emotional creatures, man.
so like to be calm and collective is good. It also helps with your mental state.
Oh,
and
100%.
like the only reason I can say I'm calm and collective now, I still have my times where I
Oh, yeah,
fucking
of
lose
course.
my shit, but like I've been through shit, so I can keep my cool. I can keep my cool.
So you lived here all your life.
Mm-hmm.
Straight after high school, did you go to where I'm currently going?
Yeah.
You went to Mosta
To Mosta.
to study creative media production, like myself. And you only did a year.
Yeah, I did a year. I flunked out. I went after like another
honestly.
year.
Did you used to travel like me?
Yeah, back and forth constantly. Wake up at like 4:30 a.m. to catch the normal ferry. Now there's the fast ferry, which kind of
No, it's
I don't know.
actually.
I don't know. I've never.
It's actually like 15 minutes longer. If
Oh.
you go to Paula, it's better. But if you go to Mosta, it's better. I get the regular ferry, 6 a.m.
Yeah, I used to get like the 4:30 or something.
Really,
5:30
that's
ferry.
crazy.
I don't fucking know.
I wake up at like 5 and then I get the 6 a.m. And what have you been doing ever since, basically?
Bettering myself in a way, I
Improving?
guess. Just chilling,
Self-discovery?
smoking. Yeah, self-discovery, working, gaining more money to slowly get myself out of this country.
Yep.
Because this country does something to you in a way. Like when you live your entire life here, it kind of gets
Oh,
to you.
100%.
It gets to you. It's the same cycle, the same loop
Yep.
that you get stuck in over
Yep.
and over again.
I know it's obviously like over exaggerating, but it is in a way like prison. Like not prison, and I don't know what it's like to whatever. But
It's not
like,
prison, but
it's like you're held somewhere.
there's no
Eh,
freedom.
there's-
There's no freedom.
exactly,
Like
that's
you
what I
feel
mean.
like you're free. Like you're obviously free to do
It
whatever
feels like
you
there's
want to
freedom
do.
outside of here.
Yeah.
You know, it feels
There
like
is,
oh, I
because
want to
that's the thing.
leave and be
Like,
free. You know,
The only unfree thing about this, obviously, you can do whatever you want here on this island. You can do whatever you want, whatever the fuck you want. But the people on it do not give you the ability to do what you want because they know you, they know your family.
Yep.
You can lose a job just because you did this, and this. Like everybody talks, everybody knows each other, everybody's somehow related
Especially
in a
go to,
way.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, that's the weird
scary.
part.
Like
yeah.
one thing I never date anyone who is. I mean, I can't really say, but like I try to avoid dating people from this island because they could easily be your cousin.
Like your second, third cousin.
Yeah, they could
or,
be your cousin, and then you're just fucked.
Yeah, I don't know. So psychedelic, what I
We
guess
get into
drugs,
drugs?
in general, like that's probably the topic you're mostly, I guess, knowledgeable on, or you know the most about, or you've had most experience on.
Yeah, I've
guess.
had a lot of experience on psychedelics. I've
Yeah.
taken quite a bit.
Would you
So
say psychedelics is the number one drug that you can like speak about, and you're
I
comfortably
think
like
no drug is number one. There's no such thing
no
as a number
not,
one
not,
drug.
not number one. I meant like number one that
Topic.
you know about, like you know most things about.
I think I know myself. I know a lot about, like I've taken quite a bit of like MDMA and I've taken a lot of MDMA, a lot of acid, quite a lot of acid. I've only tried mushrooms once and I fell in a bad trip and I never took them again. But like I would say acid was the most thing. Like the first time I've ever taken acid
Good trip.
was a crazy trip because we went to a festival and it was like a whole week festival. So for the entirety of the whole week, we were constantly on LSD.
Was it the one in Malta?
Yeah, it was called The Bubble, NGO, The Bubble.
Oh, you told me about this.
Yeah,
correct.
it's honestly, it was a good time, but truthfully, like my vision of reality, like
were you?
perception, like completely changed after that.
100%.
Like there was also like a person, like a friend of mine who never took anything before, never like was also scared to take MDMA and stuff like that. He like fell asleep with his mouth open. He ended up getting spiked, and
Whoa.
this person that we knew completely changed. Like he was and obviously he's still cool, he's chill, he's an all right person, but it's like your veil of reality is just lifted off. The person that you were is like completely gone. Like
Transformed.
Do you
ego
think
death
sometimes is in a bad way or in a good way? Or do you think mostly is in a good way, genuinely?
I think what I've heard is that it depends where you are right now. Like if you're in a bad place, do not take psychedelics because it will like show you why you're in a bad place, like that type of thing. If you're in a good place, it will show you why you're in a good place and where you need to go, like that.
I
type
think
thing. That's
even
what
if
I've
you're
heard.
in a good or bad place, I think to take anything, especially psychedelics, you need to be really prepared for it. You need to think a lot about
agree.
it. You need to be very prepared. Like
Yeah.
you need to make sure that even the people that, even if you're a good person, you've had a great time, you've never had bad moments of your life, you have to even choose the people that you're with because it could easily
Oh,
determine
100%.
anything.
100%.
One small thing that makes you uncomfortable could completely change everything, make you uncomfortable. You'll have a bad trip. And
And then from there is downhill.
yeah,
How old were you when you tried it?
I was 16, 17, I think.
Wow.
And the first time I took like, well, for the first day, it was like maybe 4 or 5 drops because they were like, basically what tabs are. Like there are 2 forms of acid, I think, if I'm not.
Yeah.
There's like tabs, which are like stamps. And then there's like
Just put
drops,
'em on your
which
tongue,
the
right?
drops are like basically the stamps are just
Yeah.
pieces of paper with the drops on them. So drops is like the purest form.
Yep.
So
But in my opinion, the best one.
yeah,
Just because you know how much you're taking, and in a stamp, you don't really know how much there is. You know, like hypothetically, if you get the wrong person,
In
you
this,
could,
in a safe standpoint, I guess a tab would probably be safest because it would be a lot more diluted. It would be a lot less strong.
okay.
So a drop could easily fuck you up.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
bad.
but that's what I mean. Like in my opinion, it's like in a tab, especially if you haven't done it before. I think like one drop of acid would be enough for your first time, especially if you know you're not that heavy with like drugs.
Obviously, like I'm not condoning any drugs.
Oh, no,
drugs is bad.
absolutely no.
Like truthfully, like I myself have taken stuff, and in a way, it changes you, the way
Yeah.
you think,
But
the
do
way
you
you
think-
perceive things.
Do you genuinely think it shouldn't like even be tried? You think if you are
I
in a
think
strong
if you
mental
are
place-
strong enough,
yeah, that's what I mean.
it's okay to at least try it once or twice to see how
it
it
changes
is to
by
try
every
it.
person. Like
But-
obviously, I should probably put something at the beginning of this, being like, we don't endorse drugs or anything.
No such thing. No such thing. If anything, like even me myself, there have been many times
It's
where
scary,
I'd be
bro.
taking something, and there was a person who never taken before, and they were interested in the idea, and I fully turned them down. Told them, no, you.
100%.
There's no such. I'm not gonna give you anything. I'm not gonna. At the end of the day, like, it changes you completely,
it really
completely,
does.
completely.
It really does, and I think like there are very few people that I know that could handle the level of like a bad trip that you could have, because bad trips, like, it depends how bad the trip is. But personally, I haven't had the worst trips of my life.
I've never. I think I've only had one bad trip, and I wouldn't even classify it as a bad trip. Truthfully,
what I mean.
I don't know how to explain bad trips, but in a way, I think if I ever had a bad trip, I probably would have stopped sooner
100%. Yeah.
than before, because the way I see it, even if I'm not on drugs and I've had times where I feel bad and I've had bad moments, like your mind still kind of puts you bad, you feel bad, and even the fact that you're just not on drugs, you're sober and you're just having a bad day, for example. You still feel down, you still feel upset.
100%.
Whilst you're on that, it's probably a lot more heightened, a lot more boosted.
It amplifies.
It
everything,
amplifies it
right?
a lot more. So
That's what I was trying to.
It would probably make you spiral in a lot.
Yeah.
like if you're in a deep depression, it's probably not a good idea.
No way.
Absolutely.
No,
You know?
you shouldn't even be
Exactly.
taking drugs at all. You shouldn't
At
even
all,
be
yeah,
experimenting. You should just be getting better,
Yeah, I agree.
focusing on yourself and stuff.
The one thing I do see is like, for example, I see weed as a positive thing in my life. I'm saying mine. I don't condone to do it, but I'm saying like from what my experience and how I handle it, it has actually like opened my eyes a bit more. Like it calms me down. I realize things better. I can understand people better. Like obviously, if you throw a ball at me, I'll probably get hit in the face, you know. But like, I will understand you more because I'm more concentrated on what you're saying.
I
Because
think-
I'm calm. My brain is not thinking of anything.
I think with any substance, it's a double-edged sword. With any
100%.
substance, even food, you know,
Agree.
anything, food, water, oxygen, anything is a double-edged sword. So basically, even as you're smoking weed, it may be helping you in certain areas, but in some other areas, it's hindering you. Especially when you're young, your brain is not fully developed, and it will slow that process down to like
A lot.
a lot
Yeah.
to the point where like you're underage, you're smoking a lot, and you grow up, your brain's works a lot slower than
You're
any
30,
normal brain.
40. Like one of my mom's friend, one of my mom's friends smokes weed, and she was like, make sure you don't do that shit. And I was like, because like she's suspected, you know, ever since I started like going out and stuff, that like I do weed. And I'm like, Mom, I've never done it, and I probably won't until maybe I'm a lot older, right? And then she's like, you could see how he like reacts to what you say. And then at first I like was like, I don't know what you're talking about. But then when she explained, I kind of got it. Like every time I tell him something or anyone tells him something, he literally like pauses for a bit. And then he like blinks and then thinks about it and then responds. Or even sometimes like halfway through a sentence, he'll just kind of like stop and like look up and then like this, and then he'll
It's probably because
Literally.
the thought that or the question that he's
Yeah.
been asked needs to actually process in his
Exactly.
brain.
That's
like the
insane.
neurons need to fire. They take their time to fire
Exactly.
before they reach to what they need to say.
Bro, that's insane in my brain because I've never met someone that is like that to that level.
It's not to that extent, but I did notice it.
No,
like
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, oh shit. He
I know,
does
I know
kinda
what you
do
mean,
that.
but
Like,
it's
to be
wow.
honest, like the only reason, the youth like because I see a lot of like young kids now. Everybody's smoking weed, and
It's becoming
in a
trend.
way, yeah, it's a trend. It's crazy.
It
it's
is a
it's
trend.
not
It's
good.
becoming
normalized.
It's not good, but
that's the thing. It's normal.
but the only thing that's saving everybody's ass is the fact that this country has really bad weed. Because if it was good weed, a lot of brain cells would be dying.
I
Everybody
agree.
would be a lot more zombified than now.
I agree a lot actually.
Like-
I never thought of it, but you're quite.
I
right.
always assume that like that the weed here is like shit. So it's probably doesn't.
But if
do that
anything,
as
that's
much.
for the best.
Yeah, yeah,
like
100%.
a lot less
If you go
fried
to
brains.
Amsterdam, I've never been there, but I'm pretty sure people there are.
But that's the thing about Amsterdam. Amsterdam, I'm very certain it's enforced that only people of age smoke. Because you won't find any dealers or anything. You might find dealers, I guess, but it's very like, it's still a lot more risky than it would be here.
Oh no, yeah.
So a lot of people
But like
would
I said, I've
prefer
never been
to
there.
get a turn of age to go to a dispensary and buy
Mm-hmm.
than to risk like from a young age go meeting a dealer and blah 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 blah
Yeah, yeah.
get into problems. So
That's
like
what I'm trying to say.
so
I've
it's
been
like
back
it's
to
like how people nowadays like people wait till they're of age to start drinking. It's the same with
Yeah.
so if there were dispensaries here, that would probably a lot less.
Safer.
Yeah, it would be a lot more safer. People would not risk meeting a lot of dealers and stuff
Dodgy
like that. But to
people,
be
I
honest,
guess.
I guess people got to make their money somehow as well.
Yeah, but you know, I think like it's genuinely like dangerous. Not even the aspect of like buying weed, but the aspect of not even the aspect of smoking weed, the aspect of buying weed. You don't know who you're buying from, who the person is, you know, what he's selling to you. That's why to me, like whoever I'm buying from, or whatever, it's a really niche like group of people.
Yeah, yeah,
and I know them perfectly, and I know that if they fuck me over or whatever, I know exactly who they are and whatever. But obviously, there is a level of respect that you don't surpass, you know. But like I said, to me, like seeing like 14-year-old and 13-year-old going up to drug dealers and asking this shit, to me, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
like
bro,
now
that's the
you can
thing.
easily grow, which is good, and it's what everybody's kind of doing. But I
Yeah.
still see some people who are taking that extra risk.
No, but I agree. But the thing is with that is like people like cops, with all due respect, like the law, I agree with what they've done. I agree with how the law is structured, but at the same time, you have to obviously realize that people are going to take advantage of that law to be able to grow in your house.
To be honest, like this law that they made out, the whole like
You don't agree with it?
weed legal thing. Yeah, no, I'm fine with it. But the way they put it out, it's half-assed. Like,
100%.
What do you mean?
truthfully,
I'm sorry,
it's-
I don't
it's-
understand what it means.
It's very half-assed. It means it's not done to the extent that they needed to do. Truthfully, if they wanted to legalize it and make sure that there's no risks in the street, people buying and all that stuff, like obviously there are people who can't grow straight up or
Yeah.
buy the equipment
I
and
agree.
stuff like that. So
It's insanely
and
expensive.
depending on how the addiction is, they'll keep buying separate small bags from a dealer, which is not good in a way. I
Yeah.
guess it's not good. So like. Wait, now I lost the point I was heading into. Right.
How it's like half-assed.
Oh yeah. So like, truthfully, if they wanted to legalize it, they would instantly legalize it and make sure that there would be dispensaries open instantly, so that people would go to the dispensaries
Instead
and
of buying it.
because now, yeah, they legalized it, but
Yeah,
now
yeah.
people are rushing to dealers to get more weed so they can smoke and blah 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 blah. Some are
Exactly.
growing, which is good. Some
Okay.
are still
I-
sticking to this.
I get what you mean. That's actually, I didn't think of that. Wait, so what word did you use? Dispensers? What did you-
Dispensaries,
Okay,
like a
dispensary.
like a like
So
a
it's basically
coffee
a
shop.
shop.
Yeah, like a
Oh,
coffee shop or something.
Coffee
like
shop, yeah.
like or like a like
remember
you
the
can go to
first-
pharmacies and get it, for example,
Uh-huh.
you know, and stuff like
The
that.
first
I'm
time-
not sure how it works from,
Yeah.
and
Even
I've never really seen them much.
Yeah, I watched like this, like I don't know what it was. It was like a YouTube video on like this girl that was going into surgery, and she was recommended like CBD or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like The only place I've really seen it is in front of Sphinx, that like
Oh, yeah,
small
that
shop.
shop.
They
That-
they
that-
sell stuff.
Yeah, but
mini
that's
market.
CBD oil.
Yeah, because like
Yeah, CBD is
It's just to calm you down. CBD is
Yeah.
not really to get you high.
yeah, it's
I
it's
think
more of like
maybe
a
I'm wrong, but
yeah,
I'm
because
not entirely
this I saw
I-
this.
it calms your body down. A
Yeah,
lot.
the thing I saw,
it's a
like,
lot,
there's-
it's a lot more
I
physical.
think-
Like it kind of like
isn't THC
relaxes
the
you.
thing- isn't THC the thing that makes you high?
Yeah,
I think.
it makes you high. It
Right.
makes you
So
like,
THC is the thing that makes you high.
it hits the
CBD
THC
CBD
receptors in a way.
CBD is what makes you calm. I think. Correct.
It relaxes
I'm
you.
not
It
sure.
relaxes your body in a way.
Yeah. Like for example, I remember my mom once asked the guy at the behind the counter, like, "What does that do? Like, is that proper weed?" And he said, "No, it's CBD oil, or it's just CBD in the joint."
It's still, for example, it's still marijuana.
It's still marijuana, but there is the THC, I guess, kind of taken out of it.
Hmm.
And he said, obviously, it's legal. Obviously, he was like, if you want some, I have it in the back. But and my mom was like, but what's the purpose of it? And he's like, basically, if you smoke one of them, you're just gonna be knocked out for the rest of the day. Not knocked out in like a high state. You're just calm as fuck. You can go to sleep for the rest of the day. You won't realize it. You know. And
It's kind of like instead of taking like a paracetamol or something.
Yeah, like the thing I
you
saw.
just smoke a CBD joint.
The
Quite
thing I
literally.
saw, like, it was like lubrication, like
yeah, joint lubrication,
moisturizer,
stuff
like
that.
literally,
Yeah, like it kind of does a lot of benefits to you, but
weed has a lot of
THC does a lot of negative as well as positive.
Yeah. I've seen like there are a lot of products that are like, for example, like oil for your skin, which is made out of weed. Like, bro, my mom came back home. She was like so proud of it. She's like, "Look, someone, look what I bought you!" And it was like a little like you know those argan oil that you put on your hair to make them soft. I used to use them a lot when I had long hair. And she came home and she was like, it was weed. There was a weed plant in front of me. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And I smell it and legit smelled like weed. And I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, yeah, I know you smoke, so like have this. I'm like, what the fuck?
doesn't
So I-
really
wow,
work like
everyone's
that.
like smells pot.
I'm like,
You'll literally be a pothead.
yeah, quite literally. Like it's funny, but it actually worked. It actually
used
worked
to have-
insanely well.
Yeah, I used to have these bath salts that like you put in the bathtub, and it was like with THC
Like
and
bath bombs,
CBD.
you mean?
No, it's just like a bag of salt.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. Those
and
are amazing.
Like, I would say it would probably it would calm me the fuck down.
100%. I'd be scared of that.
My
because
whole
what if
body
you-
was like
what if you
somewhat
get
numbed
high?
in a way.
What if you get high when you're in the bathroom? You're just
Like I would have my CBD bath with a THC joint.
Oh shit, that fucks you up though. I imagine.
So
at
I'd
least.
be kind of okay because like truthfully the hot water, like a lot of
Oh, yeah.
steam kind of like makes the high a lot less
100%,
strong,
yeah.
you know.
But that's something that I don't know about, because I'll be honest, anything that is like alcohol and weed and all of this, I'm pretty certain, heat affects it. Like for example, I'll be honest. So when I was in summer, I was getting affected by alcohol more easily, and weed more easily than now in winter. Because I swear the sun does something to you. I don't know why. I'm not gonna try to say something that I don't know, but I swear it does. That's just from personal experience, or maybe that's just my head. You know,
There's a lot of like scientific small shit that
Wait,
we
what
don't
does it
know that
do?
changes a lot.
like
you know, the sun.
heat like amplifies the effect of like getting drunk, and like how easily you get drunk, or how high
Yeah.
you feel.
I can see that.
That I don't know why. Maybe it's just a placebo effect or something, but
like-
I don't know.
I don't know, to be honest, because people take alcohol sometimes to like not feel cold.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why like Russians are so associated with vodka. It's because
yeah, they use the alcohol to
they
heat
just
themselves
take
up.
vodka.
Yeah.
So
But
they
the,
don't feel
the thing
cold
is,
anymore.
I don't understand vodka, because I'll be honest. Like when I took it the first time, first of all, don't like vodka at all. I hate vodka.
I think it's just it
Personally.
goes to your
I almost
blood.
got liver failure from vodka, bro.
Really?
I'm afraid of that. I'm
Yeah.
completely afraid of that.
This guy chugs fucking vodka like if it's
Like my
nothing.
last ever alcohol, like vodka, my last ever sip of any form of like spirit was like, there was just this one night where I stole a bottle of 23 karat gold vodka from my mom.
Jesus Christ.
Yo.
And like we were just drinking it straight, and inside this bottle was like a glass dragon, and we didn't pay attention. It snapped. There was shards of glass in the bottle. We kept drinking. I drank the most.
Shit.
I was feeling unwell the night before, And I just slept. I'm like, fuck it. I feel nauseous. I'll just sleep. Maybe in the morning I feel better. I wake up in the morning. I'm just fucking puking, man. Like this yellow bile keeps coming out of my mouth. I went to the hospital and like I spent like an hour on like a wheelchair that they put me in. But like this also shows the incompetence of Gozo and Malta. Like truthfully.
Oh my
like
God.
they kept me on a wheelchair for an hour. I'm in and out of consciousness, like slowly passing out, like fucking puking and stuff. Then after like an hour of my mom like telling them, complaining and shouting them like for me to like get checked out, they put me like for another hour and a half on like a stretcher or some shit, like one of those weird shitty bed things.
They're actually insanely comfortable in my opinion.
Huh?
They're quite comfortable.
Quite comfortable.
For being that thin, bro, they're so comfortable. I swear. Anyways.
But they're like tossing me around like a fucking bag of potatoes or some shit. And after all that, like they're checking my blood and stuff, making sure everything is fine. At first they're like, oh, he's fine, he's just hungover, blah 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 blah. After they do all the tests, they're like, yeah, he could have potentially gotten like liver failure. Like I had to make sure I don't take anything. After that, I honestly didn't even fucking look at drinking anymore.
Yep. That's the thing about the liver, though.
Like
it's very like forgiving.
Sensitive.
If
yeah. That's the thing.
It's sensitive.
Like it gives you a chance. It gives you an opportunity.
It does.
Maybe depending on
it's
how
like,
bad
motherfucker, you take that chance, better take it well.
Yeah.
You know? But
like I've had like bad liver pain, and for me, I don't know why, but like alcohol doesn't affect it that much. What affects it a lot is sugar. Because that's the worst thing for your liver. Your liver processes processed sugars in general, and like alcohol is like those are the most common like things. It technically filters out everything. Because
I didn't know that. That's actually quite interesting.
That's the whole point of a liver. It filters out all the toxins, and it gets weaker, but it heals because it's for like it's a filter.
That important.
Yeah. But like if you damage it to a point, it's only gonna heal to that
certain times.
extent.
You have to be like drink. You have to drink every day for 10 years to fuck it up. Like that's how like well it will heal. You could drink every day for 2 years, it will be fine. If you have like a decent liver, if you don't completely like eat sugar every day and like drink vodka, like you literally have to drink probably like 3 shots of vodka every day to fuck it up.
Yeah,
and
I've seen some
years.
alcoholics and I wonder how the fuck they're still alive.
Yeah, honestly. Because it's literally, and then you take a month without drinking and you like take beet juice, something like that, or like you fast, your liver will heal itself. And maybe it will hurt for a bit, but then afterwards you can literally like it's insane how it heals. It's insane.
The body is a very weird thing.
It's
it's capable of a lot.
Yeah.
It's capable of a lot, and we still haven't even figured out what it's capable of.
The
we
brain
barely
specifically.
even we barely even like even our body in itself. Like the brain is like even the body. It's to be honest, we're just matter. But what we are, what everything is controlled is that electrons and neurons that are constantly firing in the head. Like, and in a way, even believing in things, like, for example, placebo.
Yeah.
There are some people who believe something so like true that
It becomes real.
it manifests.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think it's even with the human body, like how people can suddenly get this adrenaline rush and their body can do a lot more than they were capable of doing before is because the body is capable of a lot more.
Yep.
But we still haven't surpassed that. Like we still haven't evolved in a way to reach that
100%.
point of evolution.
Yeah, when I used to go to the gym a lot more, like if I'd put on a specific song, I would legit be able to like lift more or like get it up quicker or like, and it doesn't really make sense. What's funny?
No, in a way it does make sense because
It's
like
because if
Huh?
someone is like dirty minded or whatever, him saying getting it up quicker is just fucking
Oh my God.
jokes.
I was like, what the hell? It's gonna be funny. And then I thought he was gonna be like that one time we were at gym and
No, dog. You're just making it worse.
and then I got it up.
oh, you got a stiffy in the gym.
Most videos, if you look at them carefully,
They probably just have large penises.
bro, jeez, I thought I had a small dick, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, jeez.
I just got a small
I don't know
penis.
what to say about this.
I just got a small weenie. Anyway,
There's no
I've never
way.
paid to anybody else's penis at the gym.
I've never
just
seen
focused
like,
on my.
someone bench, like not even in person, like also and then they had like
but if you think about it, it's understandable. Like the amount of rush of testosterone. Fuck you, bro. You said you could get it up faster.
I'm
Shut
sorry.
up.
I'm sorry, but this sounds so funny because it's
I
like,
love how the conversation spiraled into
it's-
gym penises.
It's understandable. Benching is so hot. Like what do you say?
No, it's not
So he's
benching,
about
it's
to
hard.
defend like.
Is there a
bro,
closet in here?
bro,
Is there?
It's kind of
It's
understandable. Like
because-
if I was about to like maybe hip thrust.
It's because
Hip thrust, that
no,
one, like-
it's because what you're thinking it weighs your girl.
Do you think
How
the
heavy-
audience can hear the rustling of the couch as you hip
I could
thrusted?
hip thrust as much as you weigh, Simona.
That's what I mean. That's fucking weird. Imagine, bro, you can hip thrust like I think way more than anything. I think hip thrust
Yeah.
is the easiest thing you can like go up and weight. So if you are hip thrusting 300 kilos, what the fuck do you have? A 300 kilos
The
girlfriend?
thing is, what muscles do hip thrusts?
The
your
glutes,
ass.
the glutes.
I think the abdominals as well.
yeah,
Oh,
probably.
fuck
a bit, but mainly
At that point, just have
the
sex.
glutes and the hammies.
No,
At that point,
Honestly, yeah.
But it's training.
It's training towards
It's
sex.
training.
It's
bro.
like
I guess.
so
So
it's
you
like,
like
it's like when you hit your girl from the back, you just see her up this guy, you know.
okay. Let's get
yeah,
into
that would be abuse.
Okay, let's go back to where the fuck did we left off? Genuinely,
Oh,
I'm
you're always
No,
I'm not
vodka. Okay, so let's go.
a vodka.
Vodka.
So another reason why I genuinely think Zach, like you can start here. Another reason why I think Zach has like a thing with vodka and like can actually hold it. I'm telling you, some like Eastern European blood is in him. I'm telling you. I don't know what it is, but
I feel Eastern European.
what defines a Eastern European?
I'm sorry, but Zach are probably thinking about the same thing.
I was about to say that earlier. I was like about to say like I swear I'm part Russian or something. Like I can take insane. I'm not gonna like brag because someone like
Honestly, one beer fucks me.
really
One beer,
Beer's different.
two beers, I will be fucked. I will be fucked.
Yeah.
I agree.
that's
But then I
also
can
'cause
easily
how much you
handle
weigh.
a lot of
literally
smoke and all
that's
that
why.
stuff.
Yeah.
Nah, but that's because you're used to it though. Like smoke, that's because you're used to it. Genuinely.
Yeah.
To
That's
be honest, even when I started, like when I first started off drugs and stuff, like
Your head.
my group at the time was very like surprised and confused.
By how heavy
because
you're.
I'm like a very small person, and I'd need, for example, 2 pills
Well, wow.
to get me completely.
You're a heavyweight. You're very
yeah, I'm
heavyweight.
heavyweight when it comes to that stuff. But
See,
then,
that's the thing. I think alcohol, there's a limit to how much tolerance you can build because it depends on like how much you weigh. Like if you weigh a certain amount, you cannot build tolerance as much as someone that weighs
100%.
double. Like someone could be, say 30 kilos more than the other person, and the one that weighs less has a higher tolerance when it comes to weed because of either how long they've been smoking it or just like naturally.
yeah,
But I think alcohol, it doesn't go to that because it goes to your blood, it goes to your brain. like,
exactly. It's all
it's
physical. It's,
liquid
all about
too.
how your body is.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, but
What
What the fuck was I saying?
What part of Eastern Europe do you think I'd be from?
you.
Hmm.
Albania.
I could see that.
Bro, my guy.
I hope
You're
so.
like you have like some like Kanye shit like when it comes to like anger management issues or whatever the fuck.
I do not get that angry.
Yeah, you do.
Like when was the last time I got angry?
Playing Uno.
I didn't get angry.
The rules are not this way. The fuck you said it before.
No, but this is the thing about Uno. They keep changing the rules
Listen, the
frequently.
rules are
Now
wrong.
there's also a
Guys,
new set of rules
guys,
to Uno.
okay,
how it
guys.
like it truthfully they
Okay,
keep changing the rules
stop.
very frequently.
They legit came out with the rules, and I will say this on the podcast.
Simona says one
The
thing.
rules are this: when there's an equal number
Cutting this out.
or equal.
No.
I'm
This
kidding.
this has
is
to be
important.
this is important.
Genuinely,
This is
like they came out with the rules.
Listen.
When there's an equal number or the same color,
Mm.
you can put it down.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
When there's a +2, no matter if you have another +2 or you have the same color, whatever, you cannot put it down.
No way.
No.
You cannot-
Listen.
you
At
cannot-
the end of the day,
you
I do
cannot
not
continue.
care what the company says.
can-
I'm
That is
stacking
the
+2s.
best
I'm
feeling.
stacking
That is
+4s,
the
and
best
you can
feeling.
all suck my dick.
+4, no. +4 you can't stack
You
by
can stack,
ever.
right? You can stack plus
No,
fours,
+4 no. Because
What
plus
do you
4
mean? Have I been playing the game the wrong
The
whole
best
time?
thing is when
Four.
your friend picks up 8 cards.
Exactly.
No,
you see
no,
some
no.
fucker. No, imagine
But plus-
there are 3 people with +4s, right?
See, that's the thing.
There's one cocky
can't.
bastard puts down the +4. You see the other person puts down the +4. You think that
No,
person's gonna
because-
get 8. Then the other has
because
person
you
has
know
a
why you
+4.
can't put down multiple +4s is because there is an action after +4. There's a change of color. That's the thing. If you have like 2 and you want to play the game where you can put more than 2 down, okay, fuck it. You can get like 8, 12, how many fuck you want. But 4, there's an action after the 4. There's a change of color. So you can't
But-
do like +4.
But the thing about the thing about the +4 is the fact that it can
And
go on
another
any
thing,
color.
main
So you
thing,
can, in a way, still
main-
stack even if there's a change of color. You can
main-
still put a +4.
main thing. You cannot finish with a power card. This
You
is the
cannot. You
simple-
cannot.
That's
You
the
cannot.
simple-
If there's a power card, you can't finish off of it.
You
It needs
can't
to finish off on a number or something. I think maybe a swap or a skip maybe could pass.
because remember, a power card can basically always be put.
Yeah. You can put it down. You can finish off. You can easily finish off with a +4.
Exactly, a +4 or a change color.
Yeah. Like at the end of the day, it removes the riskiness from the game because you've
100%.
been holding on to this +4. You're gonna think, oh, I'm gonna end on this. Easy
I don't
win,
know if you
know?
guys do this, but like for example, when I have to change, like if I have I have 2 cards, right? There's a power card which is like a +4 or a change of color, and I have another card. Let's say the card is green, right? I put down the +4 or even the change of color, and I say like red, because if you say green, it's obvious you have a green. So if,
Yeah,
you
I
try
do
to play
that.
the
I
mind
do that.
game.
I do that quite a lot. I do that. I usually end up having 2 cards at the end of the game. One of them's a +4, and I know that if I'm going to put the +4, I'm going to say the color. They're going to know what color I have.
Exactly.
So
So
I
you
kind
play
of need
mind games
to.
with them.
But truthfully, I can't count how many times that has fucked me over
Yeah,
as well.
but that's the point of Uno.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I
genuinely
like the-
luck.
But I like.
It's
I
kind
also
of luck. There's no skill into Uno.
It's true.
But there's genuinely no skill.
If you get dealt a good hand. No,
Exactly.
but there is.
But then
There is
also the
skill,
new
not
rules that
really.
they put out, I kind of like them because now, for example, if you have a 0, the entire like let's say there's a group of 4. Each person has to pass the deck to the other person, and a 7. If you put down a 7, you can choose whose deck to steal. So like even though like for example, I have a deck. I have 2 7s. At the end of the day, if I choose to put down a 7 and take somebody else's deck, they can easily put down a 7 from my deck
That is
and
sick.
take the deck back. So it's a lot more mind games put into play.
How my rules work in my Uno, then obviously you
Your
can
Uno.
counter it. Yeah, because like this
that's
is how I play Uno, which is obviously can finish on a power card,
Mm-hmm.
can put down multiple +4s personally. You can't. If you withdraw cards, you cannot throw down a card. So like for example, if you pick up 2, like if you like for example, you get a +4. You have to pick up cards. You change the color to yellow, and one of the cards you picked up is a yellow. You cannot throw it down. because you picked up.
no.
That
You
you
picked up.
can't
Yeah. I agree with that.
You or even like it's your turn. Because you don't have any cards in your deck, you pick up a card. You cannot throw it down.
Yeah, it's done.
You
I
have
don't
it.
know. I don't know about that. I think if the first card is the same color, you have the chance to put it down. But you can't, for example, let's say you have a +2. You pick up one card. It's like let's say the color is green. You pick up one card, it's red. The other second color is green. Then you can't put it down.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that if, for example, you were to not have green in your deck, and the thing is green, the color is green, and you take the first card, and the first card is green, then you have the opportunity to put that down because it's still kind of
Okay.
basically your turn in a way.
Okay, I get what you mean. Or another thing that is my rules is how many cards you have. If they're the same number, you can throw them all down.
What?
The same number.
So like stackable. So like let's
So
say you have
stackable.
2 5s, 3
2
5s.
5s, 3
You
5s.
can,
you can throw
or
them.
you can't.
Yeah.
You can. Yeah, I agree with that.
Like if they're the same color, like you can make them in order. It has happened to me. This is why I say Uno is the dumbest / like most luckiest game. I've had days. I'm not kidding. Where I've had all the fucking 7 cards, 9s, and I would be like 5 Uno down. That's just stupid at that point because it's just like, oh fuck, whatever.
It's just luck, though. At that point,
That's what I
You're just
mean.
lucky. You're just lucky, and I'd still count that as a win in a way.
I'm telling you, Uno is the most controversial.
It is a
fucking
very
game
controversial
ever.
game because everybody has their own set of rules, and everybody disagrees with.
Yeah.
Ends up having to.
Or you
disagree.
know
But
what?
it's the same
you know
thing with
those two
Monopoly. As well.
Friends, you know those two friends that like keep putting down reverse.
Yeah,
No, bro,
or
you're
like there's also those like two friends that always plan ahead, like
Yeah.
somewhat signal if they have +2s
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff
the
like
crazy
that.
thing. When someone was playing with my brother and another friend of ours, like my brother and I literally read each other's minds. I know that's like, oh, we didn't.
Yeah,
actually,
there's the
but
look.
we like looked at each other and we like, he has a green or whatever, and then we remember we did
Yeah.
that like 2 or 3 times, and we were right every time.
It just gets annoying.
The
because
power
then
of the human
yeah.
capability.
Yeah,
I
I,
guess.
I believe in that shit 100%.
Yeah, like I believe that somewhere somehow like we've got like dormant telepathy or some shit.
100%.
Like
100%. Though that's one that would.
I think somehow we got like
What I
de-evolved.
just told them is you're a fucking piece of shit for doing that because I hate when people do that. You know when people team up? Oh, bro, that pisses me off. Like playing Monopoly and my two sisters realize I'm winning. Oh, let's do this, bro. It's so
No.
fucking
Play the game
shit.
how it's meant to be.
I get so pissed. I'm like, fuck.
What am I
you,
thinking
bro.
right now, Simona?
I don't know. There's a lot of things. I don't want to
Try.
say them on
Try.
fucking live podcast.
It's an object.
Oh, I don't know. Cigar.
Seeing as we were speaking about certain things at the
just
gym,
Focus.
first thing that pops into my head isn't the right one, bro.
Do
Since
not
we were
say erection.
I mean, it's not an object. A woman.
No, I was thinking of cars. Just
cars.
to go with something simple.
I know a person that has a specific word for the word cars, and it like cars
What's
means
that?
penis.
Are you serious?
So
No
yeah.
way.
Are you joking?
Like he says it.
So
It's like that secret lingo in a way.
No,
so
but that's just
so you were thinking about.
I
penis
drove right
nonetheless.
into it.
Yeah, you drove right into that, bro.
I drove my car to the dealership today. Like what the fuck,
No, it's like instead of saying like,
bro? I rammed that shit. That's cool. That's cool to say, bro. I rammed that shit with my car. People think you're insane though. If you
Give an
Yeah,
example.
they think you're literally driving like over a bunch of people, like running over people.
Yeah,
But realistically, it's a whole different thing. But then again, it's their fault whether they choose to take it in a way. You got your own set of ideas, so like
take what his car. I'm not taking his car. Fuck that.
Use it as an example. Like, how would you use cars? As
Yeah, genuinely.
for example, they just say it's like you know how that there's like that secret lingo that they use. Certain people use
No.
that secret lingo
Well, my
instead
car
of saying
looking
like
shiny today.
Like if instead of this person says I want penis, they just say I want car, to like not make it seem that they want to fucking.
So
Are you
interesting.
serious?
It's-
I would just pull up
Is
on
this
my
a
like-
car.
male
or like-
female.
But
Huh?
female or male? Yeah.
I mean, I can't really specify. You know, I can't put people on the spot like that. You know,
But no one will know.
we're not gonna
What? No one
try to
will know.
they're a chill person, and that's all they say. Like they can choose whether to say car or not. Sometimes it's funny
No, I
to
don't.
use it against people. So like they would use it. It's not like they'd specifically say it like they'd say like I want penis, but for example, they'd say like. They'd say it to other people, like you want a car. Like somebody would say, like, "Oh, I really want to drive my car today," and they would laugh at them because deep down they know what that means to them, but that other person has no fucking.
That is
idea.
really interesting.
Yeah, but that's like.
This is a bit out of pocket, but have you ever been told how like dark your eyes are?
My
yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
You know, I would.
Yeah, a lot.
I would
Like
honestly
I've been
say-
asked like if I've got contacts. Or
Legit.
something.
You know what?
My
It
eyes
looks
are
like
basically
they're
black.
and there's like a white spot.
You know what I wanted to
There's-
ask
It's dope.
at the start of the episode. Genuinely, I know we're both into tattoos, and we all like tattoos in this room. Would you ever tattoo your eyes?
My eyes, no. I would
Have
never
you
touch
seen?
my
Have you
face.
seen them? Have you seen
Yes.
the people?
Yeah,
it's
I've seen
it's
them.
insane.
It's pretty sick. I think
It's
the
actually
only
kind of
thing
cool,
that I
in
would,
my opinion.
if
But fuck that,
if
bro.
push comes to shove, I'm like fuck it. I want to tattoo something, and I want to take the risk. I would never tattoo my face. I'd probably tattoo my tongue.
Would you tattoo your neck?
My neck? Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely-
I probably tattoo.
Bro,
something.
I
I've
feel
told
like
this-
something behind
But
the ear would
I've
the
told-
face,
like here.
no way.
No.
Yeah,
Maybe someday, like I'd shave my head, have like a hidden tattoo
Yeah.
somewhere or something. Maybe, maybe.
One of the tattoos that I used to like a lot, but I don't know how I feel like about it now. It would be to get my date of birth tattooed on the side here, or Roman numbers. That's what I really like behind basically here.
I don't get those tattoos where they have like their own birthday. My first reaction was like, what? Like, why? Like,
I don't know, because I love myself. That's kind of.
I don't know. My tattoos like have meaning, but they also like they're not like they're just random in a way.
Yeah,
Like
those are the best.
they're
ones.
things that I like, but
okay,
also
what was
have
your
meaning.
first tattoo?
My first tattoo was this one, the Cowboy Bebop one.
But
But like it has a meaning. Like it's somebody's like an anime character's face.
It doesn't.
But like
look
in
that
the
way.
anime, it's like a specific scene where like he says whatever happens happens, and it's also
okay.
the thing that I go by as well. That like, fucking, whatever happens happens. You gotta
Live
keep
day
moving
by day.
on.
That's sick.
Live day by day.
What about your second one?
My second one was the chest one, the one with the eye in the center of my chest, and the Ouroboros snake. The
what-
Ouroboros is like a snake that eats itself, which
I feel
represents a cycle,
Oh,
like a constant repetitive cycle, which also like goes into like how humans and how life is. Like death brings life, brings death, brings life, brings death.
History
It's
repeats
just
itself,
constantly
yeah.
a constant cycle.
100%.
That's how
100%.
I
The
believe
day,
it is.
the month, the year.
Wait, is it the snake that eats like the tail's not there because he ate it?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. I have an
That's
idea.
sick.
I have an idea what that is.
I feel like once I get a tattoo and then I get like another one and another one, like the first 3 or 4 will be meaningful, and then after that they'll just be like,
Aesthetics.
I don't know. They all
You know,
like
I don't-
all, like
They
all of
should-
my tattoos are aesthetics, but they still also have meanings behind them.
of course.
And you'll probably still see that. Like you'll see this tattoo and you're like, "Oh, I like it." But deep down you realize that too actually has a lot of meaning to you.
100%, yeah.
And you only realize that after as well
But
sometimes.
I'll be honest. Like people say, like tattoos without a meaning. That first of all, I think every tattoo you tattoo on yourself has a meaning. Because if it really doesn't have a meaning, when you get it done,
You'll regret
realize
it.
in one reason. No. It's not you will regret it. You'll realize it immediately for one reason only, and one reason. It will hurt like a fucking bitch in compared to the other ones. Because when a tattoo really means something to you, you will take the pain like it's nothing.
yeah.
Like this one, bro, people tell me it's like the hardest one. How the fuck did you get it done there? Da, da, da. I'm like, bro, for how much this means to me, for me, it felt like nothing.
Truthfully, like I did the same thing with like I think it's on the same area of that side. Truthfully, like it hurt like a fucking bitch. But
It was covered by how painful it was. to me,
yeah,
at least.
it has a lot of meaning, and it's also like ironic, not ironic in a way. It's funny in a way because in the anime, like it's from an anime, and in the anime there's like a lot of suffering and shit, and with
It leads to
suffering
it,
comes like
Yeah.
good things in a way. I wouldn't say it's. I don't know.
I don't know how I feel
Berserk
about
is
that.
very questionable, but I love Berserk.
But yeah, I mean,
no, you must. Yeah, life is suffering.
Yeah,
that's why.
literally.
but like it's what
sorry.
makes you strong. You get fucking
Life is
strong,
suffering.
man.
The
Like
whole- that's
if
the-
you don't suffer, you're a pussy.
But that's
You're not gonna get strong.
yeah.
You need to
That's why
suffer to
Eastern
get stronger,
European
to get
guys
to get
and girls
to
are
become
strong.
Exactly. That literally life is suffering. There
Yeah.
is no one that lives life with us, even if it's
Mm-hmm.
something small, even if it's something you're suffering because of
See,
how
see the people that
wealthy you
don't
are.
suffer. People
Yeah,
who have it
yeah,
easy for them.
exactly.
The moment that the smallest thing
That's
happens to
that's
them,
their
they
suffering. It's weird,
break
isn't it?
down, and
Exactly.
it's the suffering that they have is nothing
100%.
compared to the people who are actually suffering. Like even me, like I have times where I think that I've suffered, but there are some people who literally have fuck all,
Bro, that's-
fuck all,
that's what my-
and
you know when you're
my
a kid-
suffering is nothing compared to what
Yeah.
these people could be
But you know-
suffering.
but you
like
know-
so, in a way, I feel.
Gratitude. Yeah.
But it's like I guess so. But for example, like for like me, when I see people suffer or whatever the fuck with like I don't know, things like the dumbest things, like legit, they're like, oh, I'm gonna live on the streets. Oh, there's this. Oh, I'm gonna not have a career. I'm gonna not pass my exam. I have to study for my exam. All of this. They start busting out crying, having panic attacks, and all of this. For an extent, I'm like, bro, you guys are fucking like pussies, because I'm sorry, but people that do that, this is the thing where I'm gonna contradict myself. I don't agree. I don't like that because I'm like, bro, I went through one of the hardest things, in my opinion, a person can go through, which is a parent's death at a young age. And then people still crying that because I don't fucking know, their dog died. But then I'm like, they're like, I was in that state, and I would never wish what happened to me to my worst enemy. Yes, it made me stronger. Yes, it made me a person who can take more emotionally now. But at the same time, I'm like, fuck, I would have rather it not even happen.
I feel for that. I feel for
Like-
that. When I see people going through the same things that I do, I try and like
I can't.
help
And
out as
another
best
thing
as
is,
I
it's
can.
like you don't know when you're the last string for that person. You don't know when you're like the last person that is going to tell them like, oh, you're fat, go to the gym. You don't know if that person, you're the last person you're going to tell them that to. You don't know who you're talking to. If it's like a person that is really weak, bro, she could be dead the next day, and what the fuck you're gonna do then? You know, like not to that extent, but still, you know, she could go in immense depression.
I think that like
so. That's why I'm always
humans
like,
are
positive.
very frail.
fragile,
You gotta
yeah.
always
That's
make
what
sure
consider
what
it.
to say. You gotta make sure that like you can. I've been through shit, so I can tell when people are actually going through something. I can't really tell when people are actually going through something, but when people are actually faking going through something, it's very clear.
That is so annoying when people are fake to go through something.
Yeah, but
Personally.
truthfully, like the way I see it is right now I'm not saying they're stupid. They're ignorant.
Yep.
Right now, only for right now. Slowly, more life. That's what gives. It's
like
gonna
when
keep
you're-
fucking you over.
It's literally like when you're a kid
even
and you
I've done
cry
some
over a
stupid shit.
toy.
I've cried over stupid shit myself. You grow up,
part
you
of life.
actually suffer. You actually go through the fucking. You actually go through some shit, and then you realize that.
Yeah,
Like,
I
even
wish
then,
I had that.
yeah,
Like,
and even
yeah.
then, you still have not gone through what
worst.
people have gone through. There are some people
Yeah,
who have gone through
100%.
so fucking much, and it surprises me how they're still like you can still like people who have gone through so much more worse than I have, and I still see them smiling in a way.
Yeah.
And there are these things where like I think to myself like, how can you smile through that?
It's usually those people.
But I start to understand that. Like slowly you could start to see how these
me-
things make you just stronger and better and
Yeah, a person,
a lot more like emotionally like strong.
intelligent,
Yeah.
A person is not. I like everyone these days, and just in general, people focus a lot on trauma and things that happen to them. Like you could see, even just people, they act a certain way, they do certain things, they think the way they do because of their childhood, because of how they were raised, because of trauma, because of things that happened to them. To me, real character is not when you can see someone and you can be like, they're like that because of this. If it's positive, okay. If it's negative, okay. But the real thing is when you see someone, something happened to them, and you look at them and think they handled it well. Like, let's say they lose all their money, right? When you see someone and they go through it terribly and they survive and whatever, okay, right? But when you see someone lose all their money and they still, you know, they're like, fuck it, get a job the next day, sleepless nights, they bring it back.
Yeah,
They
that
back up on their
person
feet. That
is the
shows
strongest
character, bro.
person.
It's- yeah.
That shows like actual pure strength. Like
Exactly, bro.
I
That's why people that are given things from birth, it's like they usually come out just they're not grateful for it. They don't know what struggling is. They don't know what suffering is. Even if it's something.
it's
as
not
little.
only that, it's just that there are some people like obviously there are some people who are suffering and sometimes it can be overbearing. But the people who are dealing through like overbearing suffering tend to not really speak about it. Tend to further away.
Keep to
But
themselves, yeah.
I do not like when people use their suffering. There's still people who suffer, but they use that suffering as a crutch to get things from people or to be like, oh, I've been through this, and this, so fuck you. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That I disagree
My
with.
life, like the cards I was dealt.
Yeah, I think-
it's
I
like
think,
literally,
like-
it's like being short.
Yeah, I think-
you only got her because like I'm shorter than you. It's like why?
Yeah, like-
yeah, maybe.
Like
But,
I get that, like I'm short as fuck.
Exactly.
I fucking love my height, man. Like
Except,
it
bro,
I have disadvantages
my height.
and advantages. But why? Why not? You could easily reach a top shelf, for example. I got to grab a chair and go.
I'd rather grab a chair than being my height. I consider myself too tall.
I think for in the long run, like
I'm sorry, but like
tall people tend to, in the scientific standard, tall people tend to die quicker than shorter people.
That's just okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I love you, Dario.
I'm great. I'm chilling.
Fuck you. Well, okay, then Kyle is amazing. He's gonna die at the age of 99. But like, okay,
That's interesting. I did not know that.
the thing I hate,
Flex.
you know,
right there.
you know
Flex
why,
my shortness.
You know why I hate being tall, and this will sound so ridiculously stupid, but I don't give a fuck. It's like when I get like a girl or anyone, or like I'm friendly or anyone wants to talk to me, it's because they're like, oh, you got that girl just because you're tall, or just because, just because you're tall.
It's at the forefront of your character.
like that, right?
It's like being handsome. Like personally,
Fuck you. Anyways, genuinely.
No, okay,
like,
wait, no, but
I tell all of them, like I told a bunch of guys, like, okay, give me your height. I bet even if I was your height, with what I know and my confidence, I could get girls just as.
I think this is the thing. I get the same thing, but because of me being short. So people will tell me you can't get this person because you're short, blah 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 blah. But truthfully, when you see a person that doesn't want to get with you because of your height, that person was just not meant to fucking be, bro.
Okay, that's
like
not worth
when
your
when a
time.
person is actually like choosing whether to be with you because of
super
you
like
are.
how
genetic,
your
like,
genetics,
really
because of your genetics,
shallow.
it's
That's
just
shallow.
it's just
That's
a person that
exactly
you've
what it is.
avoided, and thank
Exactly.
God you've
Okay,
avoided that person.
Yes, absolutely. But I'm saying in general, in boys' eyes, right? It's easier for a guy who's tall to get a girl because
But
girls
that is
just
kind
like,
of true.
Who the fuck
But-
cares,
but-
man? Like
But
at
it's
this
like
point,
barely-
just
but
live
why
your
would
life.
First of all, why would you think like that?
I
What's-
don't,
who's
but
that
I
helping?
don't.
Like,
I don't.
but to the people that are telling you that, they're thinking like that because they're shorter than you. Name one person that said that.
They're just using that. They're just using that to one up you in a way.
it's because
they're just trying
impressed.
to get
But
to you.
they're like-
Okay, but no, because they're not. Because if they don't get as many bitches as I do, or whatever, girls as I do, okay, they're not trying to impress me because they can't get as much. So what they say
That's
is
the thing.
they play the victim game.
No,
They play
No,
the
but that's the thing. They're still
belittling
making you
Yeah,
getting
they're like-
worked up because they are saying something that's making you worked up.
Yeah,
so they're telling you,
they're
listen.
making you feel like you're less. Oh, you don't
Yeah,
actually.
because
it's not real
truthfully,
confidence, it's just your height.
like if you are getting people, if you're managing to like get with people,
Yeah.
it's because of specific things that make you you. These people are putting that shit under the rug and only grabbing something that they can fight with you against because they're short and you're tall.
They're not
So
gonna say-
they're not gonna say,
yeah.
oh, you're getting bitches because you're actually like you're a good person and you got a good personality and they respect you. No, they're finding the one thing that they can grab onto, which is since you're taller than them, they're grabbing onto the height.
Yeah.
And
you know
they're
what
using
people
that
do?
against you.
You know what people never mention? Oh, yeah, you only got that girl because you're super confident. No one says that. You know why? Because they blame the stuff that are, like, I like to think of it as cards dealt. In this world, you come in with cards dealt. So, genetics where you could be tall, look a certain way, blah, blah, blah. They will blame it on that because you can't change that. But they will never say to anyone like, oh, you only got that girl because you're charming and worked on your character. And they don't say that stuff.
that-
Why do you think they don't
Like,
say that
the
stuff?
only people-
Because they
people-
know that they can work on that stuff.
But, okay.
So they put it on superficial things that they can't change.
I agree.
So they go, it's because you're tall.
Yeah,
Because they're
that's
telling
actually
themselves,
pretty cool.
oh, like that's 100%.
I agree. I agree with that 100%. But I'm saying one thing. I don't get why okay, yes, this is gonna be stupid because our whole thing is like competing against each other. Humans are meant to compete. Guys are meant to compete with each other. Okay, we're territorial or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But why can you never like?
know, man.
just
I'd
be,
compete
No, but
with
why can't
everybody.
you just be like happy for? I don't get that. Like,
people
oh,
are.
you have a girlfriend. Oh, so you just got her because you're
No, but
fucking
there's
lucky.
the thing between
It's like, why the fuck do you need to
Like
tell
you
me
said,
that? Why
people
don't you just
compete.
be happy?
But people
it's-
can compete
it's
in a
not-
good way and in a bad way.
It's
There
not
are some
even
people who are
that.
sore losers. Like everybody can compete, man. Like there's nothing wrong with competing, and sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's like it's seen as like very like friendly in a way to compete, just to have a little bit of like back and forth in a friendly way competing. But there are some people who take that competition
far.
in a bad way, in a like, oh, he's better than me in a
Yes,
way, so I need to get better than
exactly.
him. But in a way, competing is kind of
good for you.
like, it's just like seeing, just I don't know, man. It's hard to.
It's improving. It's comparison is the thief of joy. That's something that like I think Marcus Aurelius said. But competition is very different than comparison. If you're comparing yourself to someone constantly, it's very bad for you because you can never be someone else. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, to who you were a month ago, to whatever. But something like competing is different. That's more of a drive. That's more of like motivation.
Yeah,
you
I
see
see that. I see
your
that.
friend achieving money and you want to compete in the sense of
Yeah, it's
like,
not that you feel
he's
any ill will against him.
When,
It's just you
when
feel like
you turn
I could
Exactly.
do that too.
Oh, shit.
I could better myself
I'm
to
gonna
be
make-
like my
it's-
friend.
yeah,
It's not
exactly.
like, oh fuck my friend, I'm gonna get better
Yes,
than him.
that's the
It's like
point.
I could do that too. I could do a little back and forth with him.
Yeah.
We see, it's
Exactly.
like friendly, but there are some people who take
No,
it
but the
completely
thing about what you're saying is I'm like, I guarantee whoever is saying this to you, it's because one, they can't believe that you got who you got. And two, it's because they want to like excuse. It's an excuse mechanism. It's literally an excuse mechanism for them. Their head, they can't wrap their heads around about like, oh, but I could. Maybe they think I couldn't get that girl, and then go, oh, it's probably because she's tall. And maybe it is partly true.
Yeah, but why don't you?
Maybe
just
it is
accept
partly true.
But why don't you just accept that you can't?
No,
get
no,
that?
no. But that's the thing. Those people.
even-
There are
you
some
think
people
I
who
don't
can't
think
accept
that?
things.
Simona. When you talk to a certain person, a girl, let's say, right, and I'm like, oh, well, he's tall. No shit. Well, there's everything. There's so many different things. It's like, oh, you only got that girl because you're rich. Well, yeah, it's because I'm rich, tall, handsome. Like, what's your point? No shit. That's why, like, she looked at me. That's why she's more. That's attractive, and we know that. The reason they want to mention it is because they want to belittle you. They want to make you feel that it's like, oh, well, you're lucky. That's it. You're lucky.
Yeah,
They
if you
don't
hear,
wanna make
if you
it-
ever hear the only thing, like if you hear those first three words, the only thing, blah 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 blah, they're trying to belittle you. They're trying to get to you to
bullshit.
make you feel lesser than yourself,
I've
to actually
seen-
one up you.
I've seen guys where they're genuinely like tall, actually good looking, but they're overweight. Their wife is extremely unattractive compared to like how attractive they could be, and like or they're literally they don't have a partner. They don't attract anyone because of the way they treat themselves. That's something that's never talked about. And like I said, people compare those things that are given to you because you can't change those things. That's what they use because it's an excuse. When why talk about how
Like incels, for example,
Exactly.
involuntarily
It's-
celibate
exactly,
people.
bro.
They are. The only reason they're involuntarily celibate is because they're like, oh, the only reason I don't get girls is because this is
one of my friends.
Yeah,
I'll bring
like,
up one of my friends is Simona's height.
Just
Corbin.
respect yourself, man. Like respect yourself.
Exactly,
Be
bro.
strong.
That's
be
the
positive,
real- yeah.
man. Talk people
There's no
normally.
point of
Like
doing that. Even if you think that, you think I don't think that. Like, let's say there's a girl who's like 5'9", and she would never date someone shorter than her. Obviously, she wants someone who's taller, and Simona gets with her. I'm gonna think, well, yeah, I couldn't get with her because
I've dated people taller than
Exactly.
And
That's another thing.
It doesn't, but
first of
doesn't.
all,
I
it's a
couldn't
limiting
give a
belief.
single fuck about it.
Yeah,
It doesn't affect me, and I also look for people who doesn't give a single fuck about height because the
That's
height does
point.
not
That's
define you as a person.
That's exactly what you said. It's like if that person is not willing to engage in you because of your height, then why
Good.
think of that person?
Good. If anything, good, bro. You just dodged a big ass bullet. Good.
Exactly,
Good.
bro. But that's the thing. Even if I think, oh yeah, it's like saying like, oh, that guy has a boyfriend or that guy has a partner because he's attractive. It's like that's part of it. Do you not know how many different things go into it? You could be dealt great cards, but you treat yourself like shit. You have no confidence. You don't believe in yourself. You eat like shit. You are socially terrible at talking to people. You are creepy with girls. Like these things, no one mentions.
If anything, a lot of the handsome men have done some some
right? 'Cause
unspeakable
they
things
use-
because they have the
power type thing.
power in a way.
Okay, but the one thing then I'm just different and just weird, I guess. But it's like if Zach gets with a girl that is fucking hot, okay, and I'm like, and she's whatever taller than him, or like she said that she prefers taller guy, but Zach got her. bro, I don't give a fuck.
Then-
I don't look at that as I'm like fucking proud of. I'm like,
Yeah.
good fucking.
That means
job,
but
that
that's
man.
the thing. But
No,
Or
here's
like,
the thing.
even if
but-
Zach
but
gets
like-
more money than me, I don't give a fuck if he makes more. I'm happy as fuck for him. You know why I'm happy as fuck for him? Because I know that the relationship we have, if he goes up,
It's
he
like a
brings me
team.
up with me.
It's like a team. Yeah.
Okay, that's the thing with me. And I don't get why people can't have that.
I'm in competition with Simone. I am. But
But it's
we're
it's
also a
friendly
team.
competition. It's a friendly
Exactly.
competition that
It's-
kind of benefits both at the same time.
But if tomorrow I see him and he gets a car, I'm not gonna just be like, oh yeah, great for you. You got a car. Whatever. There's
Yeah,
that
you're gonna be
drive
like,
in
oh, you're
me
gonna see me
where
with
I'm
my
like,
car.
I want a car too.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't affect
Your
my
friendship.
happiness
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah,
It doesn't
exactly.
affect the I'm proud of you. The I'm happy for you. Like that's the point where it becomes someone, and then you go more.
That
into the
becomes
spectrum.
envy. Then
But exactly.
that becomes
Jealousy
That's
and
exactly.
envy and
That's
whatever.
what Zach.
It's
has.
because-
Zach has like the thing of like, he shows to me that he's proud of me and whatever, and he's happy that I did that. But then he obviously tells me like, well, I'm gonna get there anyways, so I'll see you up there. For me, that's good for me, because the reason why I like that is because I try to push my friends to go up. If Zach needs anything, if he needs for some reason money or whatever, bro, I'm happy to be there and give him money, because I know, like I said, if he goes up, he brings me up with him. That's the type of relationship we have. And the thing with Zach is he can keep the balance between, like you said, friendly competition and not become envy and not becoming like an asshole about it.
You could
know?
compete with your friends. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
exactly.
People make the competition. Like I'm someone when I was younger, still am, but like when we'd be in school, extremely competitive. The minute the game would end, maybe I'd make a couple jokes. Besides that, I'm still friends with you. What happens on the court? Maybe I'll say shit. Maybe I'll say like, "Oh, you're so bad. You can't do this."
Yeah, but it's
that's
friendly
'cause
banter.
I'm
It's friendly banter,
competing.
you know?
There's nothing personal about it. The minute we get off, the next day, you think I'm gonna keep going with it. You think I'm gonna mention the game.
yeah.
I'll forget about it. But it was a fucking basketball game. Who gives
Exactly,
a fuck?
exactly.
A volleyball
Like,
game. Who gives a shit?
You
Tomorrow,
kick me out
you
of
could
your
win, for
house,
example.
I'll
It
just
is.
forget about it.
Do not mention that. I don't remember that day. I don't know what you're talking about. There's lies in that for sure. But yeah, just to go back to like what we said a while ago, which is about like life is suffering. That's actually the tattoo I'm thinking of getting. It's something.
The phrase "life is suffering."
No, the guy.
Very-
It's
That'd be very deep.
basic.
it's
That'd be-
no. It's Atlas.
Deep and
It's,
basic.
Holding the boulder. Atlas. That I really want to get that tattoo because that's kind of how I see life. Is like that boulder is problems. No matter it's suffering. It's like no matter whoever you are, you're gonna go through something, you know. And the whole point of it is that you keep going up, even if you're stuck there. Like the whole philosophy of that is that you never get at the top, you never get satisfied in life, and the whole goal is to not sink down at the bottom. It's to just keep going until you die. You keep holding that boulder, trying to get it up, trying to become better, trying to do whatever for your family, for your friends, for life in general. That's the only one I've been thinking of getting, and I don't know if that would be my first tattoo, because I think my first tattoo I might get like a quote or something, but that's one I genuinely really want.
You know, talking about the whole thing of like life is hard and whatever. It's like I hate the saying it cannot get worse than this. It can always get worse. There is something always worse. There's nothing that defines the worstness of the worst.
This is-
It's a double-edged sword.
It's a
in the way
double-edged
where
sword.
You could also
With
say it
bad-
could be
I'm sorry.
better than this, though.
With bad comes good, comes bad, comes good, comes
No,
bad.
but I'm
comes good,
sorry,
comes
but
bad, comes
that
good.
saying
Like,
is retarded because it defines that there is a line. It defines that that's the worst that it could get ever in life.
No,
But
that's
that
the
doesn't
thing.
exist.
That's the thing. It can always keep getting worse.
Yeah.
But whilst it's getting worse, it could also get better. Some things could
Yeah, exactly.
benefit from the bad, and some bad could benefit from the
Absolutely,
good.
but like,
At the end of the day, like,
but that's the thing. The same thing is like it cannot get better than this. Anything can get better.
Well, let's say you have
like,
an
let's
essay.
say,
I hate those
let's
two
say
phrases. I
even
hate
from
them.
somebody's suffering, like when somebody, let's say
can get
somebody that died in vain, it will easily get noticed, and when it gets noticed, that person that died in vain, for example, will get the good at the end of it out of it, and not just
Yeah, but he's
him.
dead.
He's dead, yes, but humanity will benefit from it.
I
Will
guess.
thrive. Will grow. Will get stronger. Will get better. Will get more human. Will get more advanced as a human species.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So in a way, suffering will always happen. There will always be bad, but it will always fuel the good to be more good.
Exactly. That's how you improve.
There'll always be bad, and if anything, there's more bad than good. It's fucking clear. There's a lot more bad than good, but
Agree.
in the long run, maybe, hopefully, this will benefit the good in a more stronger way.
Bro, that's the thing. Like, I could think extremely nihilistically about everything. Just think, oh, there's no point to the world. There's no meaning behind anything. We're this,
Oh, bro,
this
I
speck
get
in
those
the dust.
days. You know those days.
I could think like that, and I do sometimes think like that because there is truth to it. There really is. Like, one of my favorite quotes is, "Everything that is, and everything that will be, will be forgotten." Something along those lines, and it's basically that you and whatever you think will be forgotten. Those thoughts you've had in your head, when you die,
We can't really tell. And also, let's say you cease to exist. You die, you decompose. Even in a cellular level, put under fucking 1,000 microscopes, there'll be some speck of
but
you
I mean it in the
that
sense
remains.
Of course. No. That, yeah. I mean it in the sense okay, everyone that you met will die. So in a way, you'll be forgotten. You know what I mean? And everything you thought will be forgotten because you will die.
Depending on the impact that you've made.
Of course, exactly. Like, there are people who will be remembered for hundreds of years.
But truthfully, even that will be forgotten. So, let's say we can think about somebody famous now that died in long time, blah blah blah. Like
Achilles.
say,
Like Elvis, let's say.
Yeah,
Achilles.
Yeah, even mythical gods and stuff that we think about now. In the long run, they might not even fucking exist.
Exactly.
Nobody has no idea. They just see bones. They dig up. They're like, oh, look at these weird things.
And here's another thing.
Blah, blah, blah.
They are remembered, but no one has met them. No one can say, yeah, I knew them. Like, they're forgotten in that sense.
Yeah, and not only are they forgotten, but if they are forgotten, they can still be brought up, but in a negative light, for example.
Exactly.
Because they get bits and pieces of what
or
was
false. Sometimes
because this whole
history
Jesus thing. People say that Jesus exists, and I think he may have existed, but who is to say what he was? He could have had some parts of him that were true, and the rest of it is just mysteries, man.
For all we know, he could be an alien.
Yeah, and
For
everybody
all
just
we know.
pieced every. It could have
Black.
been just a person who knew how to ascend beyond physical.
Yeah, for all and
there are people who do that. There are people
Or it's
who
just
are
a
able
person
to
that
achieve
was-
that till this day. But people who are able to achieve going beyond the physical state are not gonna fucking tell you how the fuck to
exactly. For
Imagine
all we
if
know,
Jesus just drugged everyone.
oh my
No,
god.
just gave everyone psychedelic. They
Psychedelic
were
could
all
be.
like, bro,
The
he
thing
changed
is-
fish into fucking.
The thing is,
No, I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke.
the thing is
That's the whole thing about the burning bush, like the Moses.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
He was
the-
drugged.
There's a conspiracy that it's like psychedelics and stuff.
The thing
Or that it's like
about
weed.
us evolving as well. People think
Monkeys.
Yeah, people think that there were some.
We were not monkeys.
Not monkeys, but let's say there was a.
Sam says this every time, and I'm telling him we were not monkeys. He's like, no, we were monkeys. I'm like,
Maybe you
he's
were.
like, nah, banana.
Maybe your
was my-
family,
is
but
my
not mine,
favorite
bro.
Animal.
My family was from God. Your family was from monkeys. I don't know what to tell you. Have you seen that the video of the little kid where he goes like, "Dad, where do we come from?" And the dad goes like, God brought us to life, Adam and Eve. And then the kid turns around and he goes like, "Mom, where do we come from? We evoluted from monkeys." And he goes like, "Mom, Dad lied." And the dad goes like, "No, her family came from monkeys. I came from God."
But yeah, what were you saying?
Fuck, I lose my train of thought. Very
Sorry about
easily.
my monkeys.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all
Sorry
right.
about my
Oh yeah, basically what people think that maybe if we were not monkeys, but let's say we were these ape human hybrid type things.
Yeah.
They were just humans that were not evolved yet. The way we evolved, the way our brains started to think, to use things and all that stuff, to like actually use the brain for its purpose and to actually be sentient. That's the word.
Wow.
There were these basically ape-like humans who were eating fecal matter from animals.
What's fecal
Just-
matter?
Shit.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know what that meant. Sorry.
They were eating like animal shit, and like obviously to survive you got to eat what you got to eat.
No. Yeah.
And mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms, were growing
Yep.
from the fecal matter, and they would eat everything, and
Yep.
they think that maybe what stunted our brain's growth drastically was the fact that
Yep.
we were eating
Interesting.
psilocybin
I've
mushrooms.
heard about this. It's really interesting.
Then we should just go back to our roots. We would develop even more.
It's
No,
it's
it's a
weird
joke,
to think
but-
about because like when it comes to like mushrooms, acid, and stuff like that, they are man-made.
Yeah, exactly.
But in our human body, there's this chemical called DMT.
That's the one. That's the one Joe Rogan always talks about, and that's the one I really want to try.
Oh,
one
I
day.
thought that was the video game you used to play.
Oh my god! Do not mention that. Ever.
okay.
He's talking about D&D.
Oh, D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, bro. That's not DMT, bro. That's completely different
He's
ball
done
game.
this before. Like I go, you ever tried DMT? He's like, what, Dungeons and Dragons? What are you talking about?
Anyways, explain to me what this
Basically,
DMT.
this chemical in our brain.
I've talked to you about this.
It's
bro.
what causes us to dream.
Yeah, but you don't know shit.
It's insane.
It's what causes us to dream. And when we go to sleep, it releases a small bit of that component of DMT, this chemical in our brain, and we dream. When we die, it completely releases everything. And there have been times where people have been clinically dead for a short amount of time and have been brain dead for a bit amount of time, like a very, very short, like let's say 2 minutes, 3 minutes, like they died, but they were brought back, resuscitated. In those 3 minutes, they lived long lives, long periods of lives, had families and stuff like that, because that chemical of DMT was released, and they had this dreamlike state where
Imagine you're in that.
Yeah, but
people think this. People do think that maybe we are in this dreamlike state and that our brain is constantly releasing DMT. We're not blah 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 realistic. This is not real. Blah blah blah.
Bro, this just fucked up my brain.
It's a lot of branching theories.
I'm gonna
I guess.
just live in ignorance and just enjoy the ride. you know?
They do say ignorance is bliss.
It,
But, okay,
it
question.
is, but it isn't. You know.
So does salvia release this chemical?
Salvia's like I think it's
It's-
human made. I think.
That's
No,
different.
salvia is natural.
No,
Is
but
it?
that
Is it?
doesn't
Yeah.
do anything
Wait,
crazy.
I think it's not the same as DMT.
It's-
DMT is like
That's
it
more
is
like
a
the
reason
dormant
why I
chemical
ask
in
you
our
this-
brain.
The reason why I ask you this is because salvia it has been proven to be the strongest psychedelic there is in the world.
Oh,
DMT
The
is-
strongest.
I know what you're
No,
talking
no,
about.
but the strongest natural plant-based psychedelic.
Yeah, I heard
in
something.
the world, short period. Basically, there's been people that have been on salvia and
To
have
interrupt, Joe Rogan talked about it. He said one of his friends took salvia, and for 20 minutes he lived a life for like 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
He came back. He goes, who the hell? He was like, I was a different person.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Basically, this
Insane.
person, his life was he was living underwater. Basically, what happened is when he came back, he couldn't breathe. They had to genuinely when they made him because he was asking for water, they made him drink water. He could spit. He was constantly spitting it out, and he couldn't breathe. And obviously, after a bit, he managed to get back to his natural senses. But we're talking about the same thing. This person genuinely lived like a 4-year life, a 4-year felt like life in the span of 20 minutes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm genuinely like that interests me so much. But there has been studies that have like proved that it's like one of the most dangerous because at really high percentages it could leave you to a certain thing where you don't even know which one is reality and which one is the fake
Your
world.
veil of reality completely gets.
But like,
but realistically thinking about this, whose reality is real? Reality?
Exactly.
Is
bro.
it the person
Guys.
who's taken a lot and his real veil of reality has been lifted off his eyes and he's actually living the real reality? Or are we living the real reality thinking that he's blah, 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 blah?
Exactly.
He could be living the real
thank you
reality
very
and
much
we
for
could be in
listening.
this simulation in a way. I don't know. I don't believe in the whole.
I don't.
simulation
I don't.
thing.
Okay,
know.
listen.
But I do believe, like for example,
I don't believe it's a simulation. I don't believe it's technology.
I don't believe it's a simulation, but I do believe the reality that we see is not what we see. For example, there's this animal. It's called the pistol shrimp. You've heard of the mantis shrimp.
No. Oh yeah.
So the mantis shrimp can see around, I'm not entirely 100%, but around 130,000 more colors or 130 mil, blah, 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 blah. A lot of colors. He is actually seeing, so when he looks at green, he's actually seeing green, as the real color of green. But when we see green, we just see what our reality is. This green.
Is something I asked my mom when I was like 9 years old and I found out colorblind people exist.
Yeah. So their perception of reality of the color green is completely different.
Yeah, I go, what do you... I'm like, if they're colorblind and like they see red, yellow, and blue, and say the shade of blue looks like red, right? I don't know how colorblind people work, but it's something like that, right? I'm like, won't they just see red as a different shade of blue and just think that it's like that's red and that's blue? How will they like realize that like
the only
they're different
like,
colors?
I think it's just a part of the brain.
This is the thing about it.
And that completely fucked up my like.
Yeah.
Everyone sees colors differently.
Yeah. Like I could see the same. I could see that color brown like as a completely different brown. You know, like
that's a brown to me.
No
like,
shit.
What shade of brown? Like it could be a completely different shade.
I could imagine
like
I see
brown.
Imagine I see the world way more vibrant than you, bro.
Yeah.
That's just fine for me. Like
you
I don't
see
know,
it like a lot duller and like.
Okay, so one thing I want to say, it's like, okay, yeah, that could definitely be it. But for example, I had this like stupidest, like this is the dumbest theory I've ever had in my life. Like this is the easiest one to crush ever. It's like I told my mom a bunch of times, like, what if you see me differently? Like, what if I see myself in a way, but in reality you see me differently?
That's how it is.
That is genuinely, yeah.
Yes,
yeah, it's a completely different angle.
Like, bro.
Like realistically speaking, we're sitting in this room right now. Your view of this room is completely different from mine. So when I walk out of this room, in my memory, I'm going to be picturing this angle of this room. But in your memory, you're going to be picturing the other angle of this room. So each person views their reality completely different.
So next time I'll go on a date.
That's the beautiful thing about this.
So next time I'll go on a date, I'll just continuously spin around so they have a 360 view of me.
Yeah. So they remember the entirety.
I'll even like go upside down, just like
Simone, it's like JJC. His reality of himself.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. He
That's
thinks
a
he's
friend
smart.
of ours.
No, but okay. So talking about the reality thing, one thing I want to say, I kind of do believe in it, but it's definitely not a simulation. Like I don't believe it's so much to the point where it's like VR and like whatever avatar type of shit. I don't believe that. That what you just said, which is like chemical brain power whatever that, which I don't know, I can't say because I don't know anything about.
I wouldn't say I would know exactly either. I feel like I'm very ignorant.
I'm
but I do
insanely
think
ignorant.
That
but
I may.
That's the thing that would make most sense, especially to make something so realistic. Because I'm sorry, but I do never believe that we can come to a level of technology where we can make things this realistic. I've seen like videos of the best VR sets, nowhere near in real life of what it feels like. Touch,
and interesting. We should probably end it soon. We're at an hour and 32 minutes. This is enjoyable.
It was amazing.
But recent one that I heard, a conspiracy, is that that like we are in a simulation or whatever, or like we're in a fake world, and every time someone finds out, the whole world like restarts. It doesn't really make sense, but the minute someone realizes and finds evidence and like finds out that we are living in like, let's call it the Matrix. I know that's been extremely whatever, but finds out that our reality isn't our reality, the minute they go out, everything starts again. And they say that that's the theory on like why there's BC and AD and stuff like that. And I was like, damn.
There's what? What the fuck is
You know,
BC?
I
like
love-
before Christ and
He does not know what that means.
I forgot what AD means.
Bro, sorry. No.
Like
Oh, you
Anno
mean
Domini
before
or some
Christ
shit.
and after Christ?
Yeah.
BC and
AD. I forgot what AD stands for.
I don't. That's the
I
thing.
know the fucking like scientific Anno
Adderall.
Domini or some shit.
Yeah.
Anno Domini.
I no clue.
Adderall.
Adderall.
No, I'm just kidding.
Have you ever done Adderall?
No.
Okay.
I've only taken things to kind of heighten my perception of reality.
X?
Huh?
No, not X.
Wait,
Cat.
what's the difference between?
I've tried it once, I think.
Wait, isn't MDMA?
I
just
love you.
pure-
I
isn't-
love the way
wait,
you're
wait,
like,
wait.
I've taken so much shit.
Isn't
honestly.
what's
I don't
the-
remember.
whoa, isn't MDMA the like just pure ecstasy?
MDMA is the purest version of ecstasy. Yes, ecstasy is just MDMA, but mixed down with a bunch of other
Really?
chemicals.
And what about Molly? Is that just a word for?
Yeah, it's
ecstasy?
just lingo.
That's a
It's just
person.
like lingo.
Ecstasy or MDMA though?
Mandy is MDMA. Molly is for pills.
Ooh, damn! I didn't know that. Mandy is MDMA.
Yes.
and
And then
Molly,
Lucy means acid.
There's a
LSD?
There's a drug called Lucy.
Yeah.
It's like
LSD.
So the movie, you know.
Have you ever heard the song like by the Beatles called "Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds"?
Yes.
That means
the
LSD.
Beatles has so much.
They're talking about LSD.
Yeah,
Oh shit, that's sick.
crazy.
I didn't know that.
Oh my god, the Ringo conspiracy. One of
What
my
What about
favorites.
the Ringo? What the fuck is wrong with you?
They,
Anyways,
they
leave it.
conspiracy that
Leave
he
it.
got cloned.
Huh?
Yeah, there's like in the back of an album cover, the license plate says like the day he died.
okay, whatever. That's
That's pretty
coincidence.
Crazy shit.
There's
something
some
like
weird
that.
shit
When I
going
first
on
heard
like
of that,
around.
like my music teacher told me that stuff. He was so dope. He did not. It was the one we had. The guy in middle school.
Who? The one with like fucked up hairline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know which one.
And he was.
we were in the same class.
No, this one was different. It was before you came, I think.
I was gonna say I don't
And
remember
he,
you in
he
music.
introduced us to the Beatles, and I was like, I heard about these guys, and he goes, "There's a conspiracy."
Beatles.
And we spent
or
half an
Beatles?
hour watching about like, and I was like, whoa.
It's crazy.
And I
It's
started
crazy.
being like, I think I actually kind of like, because I'm a guy who's very like realistic and logical, but the older I get, the more I believe in this stuff.
You start to.
It's weird, isn't it?
because you start to actually realize how much fucked up shit happens.
Yeah.
And then
No,
how
it's the
I
lies.
think
I
it's
think
the
the
logical way
lies,
of like
honestly.
that could. It's not that yes it happens. It's like that could easily.
No, but
That
you know,
could
you know
be
the
true.
thing
that
is,
could
I think,
possibly work. Like logically, that could work.
I think it's the seeking of the truth. That's why.
That's what it is.
Like
Yeah, for me, I'm a
when
very
you're
big
young,
truth
when
seeker.
To me,
you're-
it's
like
once
young.
you
Sure,
find
I know
out
what I'm
you've
talking
been
about.
lied to for so much about so much shit.
when you're young, you don't give a fuck. That's the thing, and that's what I love about being. That's why I want to like, bro. I remember. I'm gonna sound like a retard to any like old guy that has like his life put together, but bro, I like now have like responsibility, which is like I need to go get my tax number. I need to go get my SNS, social security number. I need to go get my taxes. Get like it's so much shit. Like that is like, bro. When I was a kid, I used to watch I used to not even have a phone. I used to watch the drops on the window when it used to rain and hope that they would both link up.
Yeah, they'd be-
and would continue, right? And then when it wouldn't, it would hit the other one. You'd be like, motherfucker! It hit the other one, and you'd get so pissed, you know. And then you would throw your mom. Your mom would give you a slap. You know, you go in detention, whatever the fuck. That's the best part of my
That
life.
was a lot of stories.
It's like that.
Jumbled up into one big one.
Yeah, but that's I don't know. I genuinely like. I like the responsibility that life gives you, but bro, sometimes you just wish.
I don't know. Certain things I just
You
don't
wish
think
you
are
go
worth
back.
it. Like if like who wants to like have it like the responsibility of going out and finding your social security numbers? But,
Yeah,
like, that's-
nobody wants responsibility.
bro,
but
for something.
sometimes-
No, but certain things like okay, the responsibility of like having a kid. That's something that's actually like
Yeah.
there's meaning. There's
Yeah, yeah.
whatever that teaches you. Blah blah blah. It's the same thing like having a pet. If you have a pet that you love, the responsibility will teach you a lot and stuff like that.
I want to kill my pet every fucking time. I swear. She barked. I would have snapped her neck.
Dario's reaction.
I
I swear if you could see his face.
I'm sorry. No, it's just true.
Sorry,
I
I
get
just-
you.
I just.
I've had times where I wanted to like fling my cats to a fucking wall or some shit.
No.
I love
I
them
would
to
like
death.
chop my dog's head off.
Why?
Bro,
Bro,
I have to like. cut
I'm
this
sorry,
out.
but like, no, it's not even. I don't consent to any of this.
What's
but
the company that like protects animals?
WWF?
What?
PETA, bro.
Yeah.
PETA. We hit up PETA.
No,
Peter.
I'm not
I don't
kidding.
know. They do more damage than good for animals.
It's-
bro.
it's-
Fuck PETA.
it's-
Fuck PETA. PETA can suck a dick.
Pedophile.
No, not pedo. PETA.
Oh, conspiracy.
Seriously.
No,
It's every-
it's
almost half of-
WWF. You never heard of WWF? You
That
never heard of
sounds
that?
made up.
WWF, bro.
Yeah,
That's not-
WWF. It's a panda.
What the fuck?
Oh, WCF or some shit.
No, it's WWF. Trust me. I know.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I'm confused at this
What
point.
the fuck? Fuck off, dumbass. But no. My dog. The only reason why I wouldn't kill her.
I would keep.
I don't
Yeah,
think I
it's
would
just
have.
the thought of
It's
saying
just
like,
like,
oh, you're all
bro,
fucking.
Bro, you wake up at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning, or at 5, and like you have to get ready for work, and all you hear is bro, and you're like, bro,
Yeah.
fuck this, bro. But
Yeah,
anyways,
I've had times where I've been woken up by my cats, and I'm like, I could easily like
eat you.
consume your flesh right now, right now.
But then you love them because they're the person. They're
Yeah.
the things.
But do you see what I mean? I just brought up dog, and we went 2 minutes talking about animals. See,
Anyways.
that's a worth. It's a worth it responsibility. That's something where it's like, but it's like,
You have to
know?
think a lot
Yeah,
for
but
it.
if it's something like taxes, honestly, there's not. It just feels like because it's not something
Taxes,
you wanted. it's
taxes
not
were
something-
brought up by people who want to
Exactly.
take money from you.
It literally, that's it. That's all it is.
Yeah,
it's just
it's
you're
it's
there, like-
unwanted responsibility, a responsibility that's just excessive.
Wait. Technically, taxes are not that. Technically, taxes is to keep balance between the rich and the poor. The richest pay
T-
more
truthfully,
taxes
like
than the
me
poor.
personally, like obviously
People
I know
don't know
that-
this. People don't know this, but people that are poor pay less taxes than people that have more money. Elon Musk,
yeah,
do
it's
you have any clue how much money he pays in taxes?
Yeah, he does. It's true.
And
That's true.
people in America, they're like, oh, all the rich don't pay any taxes. Fucking bullshit, bro. They pay all your taxes pretty much. They pay triple, if not quadruple, if not quintuple.
Yeah, but truthfully, like the way I see it, that
Yeah, but
money
that's
now
not-
has changed.
No,
Like
yeah.
it's stopped
There's
being from
definitely
like
some
a
corruption.
transaction, fair transaction. I give you this to it used to be in a form of way trading to now living off of
Bro,
people.
I love
100%, yeah.
I love
Like
how
back
it's
in the
like
day, it used to
money.
be
It's
like money used to be
consumed.
trading. You give me this, I give you that. That we
I mean,
both
before
have,
before
we
there was
both
no
have a
money.
benefit.
Before
They
there was no
used to
money.
trade
I give you a
cows.
chicken,
Yeah, yeah.
you give me a
Yeah,
cow.
it would be both benefit from that transaction.
For example,
now
I was just
now it's just like
what is money, bro? What is it? A currency?
Okay, stop,
Bro,
stop.
One of
Let's
my
not go into-
favorite. One of my favorite.
what is money?
What like no, but it's like
A piece of
Bro,
paper
it's
with
it's,
old man.
realistically, that's
bro,
what it is.
to
That's
the
what it is.
people at the top, it's just digits on a number. That's not. That's to you. That's rent. That's
Mm-hmm.
how am I gonna take care of my kid? To someone who doesn't even think
Yeah.
twice when they go into a fucking designer place and they
Yeah, like-
buy something,
like-
they don't even look at the price, and you're there worrying.
Yeah, at
about-
10 euro
about-
for me
Yeah.
to buy my fucking
Yeah,
like
bro. Yeah.
daily dose of pizza and like
exactly shit. And,
a hell or a
and
monster
meanwhile,
or
there are
something.
people that
there's
they're
there's some
seeing money
fucker grabbing
coming
that
in.
10 and wiping his fucking ass with
Yeah,
it.
they're seeing
Yeah.
money coming in, and they're just seeing it numbers on a screen. Like,
Exactly,
like,
exactly.
for example-
like money is
and
questionable.
my favorite
Agreed.
saying is that money is a religion. That's one of my favorite. Like, it made me think so much about how like that is kind of true. It's the religion that runs the world. Like,
yeah, literally, that's what it is. Because like
Think about it.
nowadays, like religion is completely different from spirituality. There's spirituality where
Yeah.
you're a spiritual person and you're like you respect everything that's around you, blah 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 blah. And then there's religion where you're literally grabbing a mass of people to dumb them down, to control them.
Exactly.
And money's the same thing.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a great way.
There's last thing. I don't know if you ever knew this,
What's up?
but
What happened?
when so when they used to like for wives like in the old times, and they still do it to this day, like old, like like primitive how do you call them,
Like tribes and stuff.
tribe, exactly. I marry your girl or your your daughter, and I have to give you 10 cows. So the person
do
that had
that,
the
yeah.
most cow would be the richest, because cows at the time would give you meat, would give you milk, would give you everything to feed your family.
And I guess
They would mow your
it's-
lawn for free, keep the grass clean. They would shit and then
true.
that would
And
become
fertilizer and
like
stuff.
legit. I'm not even kidding. They were the most valuable thing. Even goats, sheep, all of this. Animals were genuinely traded for people. This might sound weird as fuck. It's kind
Like
of slavery.
realistically
No,
speaking,
it
it is
wasn't
kind
trading.
of fucked up. But realistically speaking, if for example there's a family
It's like a token.
which has a daughter or a son,
Yeah,
and they would want what's best for their daughter. or son.
100%.
So let's say there is
You
a
take
king or a
insurance.
queen.
You're taking insurance.
Yeah, let's say there's a king or a queen. This king or queen wants that child of theirs
Mm-hmm.
to marry their family
They have to show their
for
worth.
benefit. So their family would be glad for their son or daughter to go into a wealthy family, and in exchange, like let's say there's an attractive person,
Yeah.
and that prince or that princess wants to marry that attractive person. The family gets benefit because their son is going or their daughter is going into a wealthy family, and wealthy family gets what they want, I
Yeah.
guess.
Exactly. That's the thing. Anyways, I think this would be a good place to wrap it up. What do you think? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Zach,
I think it was
Zach,
good.
Zach,
Sorry,
Zach
sorry,
is
sorry.
Sounds good.
I think this is great. This is one of my favorites.
I like this a lot.
Really
Thank you,
great
thank you.
conversation.
It was very.
It was
very-
really nice to be here as well.
It was
Thank you,
very
guys. Thank you, guys.
informative. It was very informative.
Pleasure to have you, Dario.
Thank you, bro.
You
Thank
fucked on my brain just a bit.
I liked it, bro.
I'm glad. I'm
It's-
glad.
it's-
That's part of me.
finally.
Like, I like fucking
Yeah,
brains.
finally I had like a conversation with someone and we went into like deep fucking my brain.
Yes.
Yeah,
My penis was in both of your craniums today.
And we were bench pressing, right?
Yeah,
Bench
exactly.
pressing, look-
Anyways,
Yeah.
thank you very much for listening to the #1 podcast in Malta, or soon to be. If you'd like this episode, please share it, like it, and subscribe. Go check us out on Instagram, the Head to Head Podcast. And yeah, this is Simone, Zach, and Dario. Thank you very much for listening, and we're out. Peace.